Hello aspirants, welcome to IAS Icons by Unacademy. This is Shubham Sardhalia. As you all know, we started with this special series where we'll be discussing NCERTs for different subjects. So, continuing with our discussion of chapter number 2 for class 6th NCERT for geography. I request all of you to join at the earliest so that we can start with our today's discussion. So, if you have been watching the previous videos, you must be aware that we started discussing NCERTs. NCERTs become really important when it comes to UPSC exam preparation. So, we need to understand certain things, that it is very important to know what things we have to read in NCERTs, what things we need to remember. So, making that entire thing easier for you, I'll be discussing each and every NCERT for all the classes starting from 6th to 12th chapter wise, so that we get to understand what are the important things from exam perspective in our NCERTs. Aparna, good afternoon, how are you? I request all of you to please share the session so that many of your friends can join us and we can have a great discussion, great interaction with all of you. You start your preparation today with India's largest learning platform, that is Unacademy. Sir, why Unacademy? Because at Unacademy we offer you n number of benefits like widest choice of educators. You can flexibly change your course. You get unlimited views on lectures, dedicated doubt solving. All these things, they ultimately make you the toppers in this examination. You can see on your screen, aspirants just like you are the toppers today. With the help of India's top educators, you can start your preparation with Unacademy. Will be helping you out through in your entire preparation journey. My name is Shubham Sardhalia. I am your mentor and educator for UPSC CSE. I will be taking subjects like current affairs, history, science and tech, social issues, internal security, NCERTs, etc. So, before we proceed further, I just want to tell you that if you actually want to qualify this examination, you need to enroll with us in our various subscriptions. We are offering you plus and iconic subscriptions, and for a very limited period of time, we are giving you 20% off. So we'll be getting 20% off on all the courses by Unacademy if you use this code IAS Icons. Don't forget to use this code IAS Icons because it will fetch you maximum discounts on all the courses. Our batches are starting very soon. September 29th onwards, our bilingual batches are starting. You need to enroll with us and ultimately start your preparation. For all those who are unable to pay the entire amount at once, we at Unacademy offer you the facility of 0% EMI, where at no extra cost you can pay the entire amount at in monthly installments. You need to call on this number and get further details. So, as you have seen in the thumbnail also, the topic of discussion today is latitudes and longitudes. Class 6th NCERT, which says the earth our habitat. So in this NCERT, what we are discussing is about this entire earth, what this entire earth is, what are our surroundings, what is our habitat. So we'll be discussing each and everything in detail, and this second chapter is about latitudes, longitudes and globe. So we started with this discussion yesterday. Can you please tell me, anybody can tell me what is a globe? You must have heard of this term globe. You must have seen a globe somewhere. Can anybody tell me what could be the simplest possible definition for a globe? What do you think a globe is? What do you think is a globe? Any simplest definition? What, according we call it in layman's language, what do you think a globe is? Sir, globe is a model, miniature representation of this entire earth. You must have heard about models of various things. Exactly, Aparna has come up with the answer, the model of the earth. So you must have seen something like this, a device like this. It's found very commonly in schools, in colleges or in offices also. So just like this, it represents our earth. Just like the areas you can see here, like here you can see India, this is your Africa, this is your portion of Europe, this is the region of Asia. So just like you have real land masses, real continents on the earth, in the very similar fashion these continents are made on this globe so that we can have the idea of the earth. So globe is true model of the earth. Globe, while we try to understand globe, we come across certain things. We come across two sets of lines which are known as what? Latitudes and longitudes. We have two sets of lines. One set of line that starts or that runs from west to east, and there is another set of line that runs from north to south. So the lines that run from west to east, we call them as latitudes, and then there are certain lines which run from north to south. Hello Kirti, hello Gagan Sharma, how are you guys? So what we see on this globe are two sets of lines like this. Sir, you won't find these lines on the earth. It's not that tomorrow you ask me, sir, where on the earth can I find the latitudes? Where on the earth can I find the longitudes? So these lines are actually on the model of the earth. These are imaginary lines, two sets of lines. We call them as latitudes and longitudes. The lines that run from west to east are known as what? Latitudes. The lines that run from north to south are known as longitudes. And when both the lines intersect each other on the earth, they form these type of box like structures. These are known as grids. Are we clear with the basic idea of latitudes and longitudes? Are we getting it? What are latitudes? What is a longitude? So what is happening here is, from the center of the earth, an imaginary line is drawn running from west to east, or east to west also, because earth is round. So if one side is coming west to east, on the other side it's going east to west. So we know we have something called as a vertical movement and something called as horizontal movement. So there is a line that is drawn horizontally on the surface of the earth that divides earth into two parts, equal halves of earth. We know this line as what? Equator. You must have heard of it. Then moving away from equator on both the sides, we have another important latitude, or we call these latitudes as parallels. Can you please tell me why we call latitudes as parallels? Can you please let me why we call latitudes as parallels? Because when we have a look on these imaginary lines, these are actually parallel to each other. You won't find them intersecting each other. They run parallel to each other, that is, they will never intersect, never cross each other. That's why the latitudes are known as what? Parallels. This is 0 degree equator. We have 90 latitudes towards this side and we have 90 latitudes towards this side. Why? Because latitudes are numbered as 0 degree, 1 degree, 2 degree, 3 degree, and the topmost at this point, the extreme point we get is 90 degree north, because we are at the north of equator. We need to remember these four directions: north, south, east and west. So what happens is, if this is equator, all the area that is above the equator in the image will be your north, and all the area that is below this equator will be your south. So we have in general we have 180 latitudes, but it's really difficult to remember all those 180. So we need to remember few important latitudes which are known as equator, Tropic of Cancer, Tropic of Capricorn, Arctic Circle, Antarctic Circle. Then we have South Pole and North Pole. Any idea about any of these? Yes, Aparna. Distance between two latitudes will always be the same. Any idea what is the Tropic of Cancer, Tropic of Capricorn? Anything you know about it, just let me know. So sir, what happens is, if this is our earth and this is 0 degree, I told you the extreme most point is 90 degrees, so it means we have 90 latitudes in between. Since we are not able to draw here 90 latitudes, we assume that these are 90 latitudes. So latitudes would be like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Somewhere we get 23° north and 24° north. And it in between of these we have 23.5° north. The 23.5° north latitude is named as Tropic of Cancer. We need to remember these things. Simultaneously, when we move the equidistant 23.5° south, we reach this point which is known as Tropic of Capricorn. Are we getting it? What is Tropic of Cancer? What is Tropic of Capricorn? Are we clear till here or not? Any doubt up till here, you can please ask me. So moving from equator to both the sides, one is on the north, one is on the south. You have 1 degree, 2 degree, 3, 4, 5 and up to 90 degrees we have. Then moving ahead, when we reach just like 23.5°, when we reach 66.5° north, we have something known as Arctic Circle in northern hemisphere and we have something known as Antarctic Circle in southern hemisphere. Then further we go up to 90° north and 90° south, which is the extreme point. See, you cannot go beyond 90 degrees because that's the extreme most limit of the earth. So when you reach 90° north, it is known as something North Pole and South Pole. So these demarcations, these differences are because of the degrees of latitude. Tropic of Cancer, Tropic of Capricorn, Arctic Circle, Antarctic Circle, North Pole and South Pole. Are we clear with the things still here? Are we clear with the things still here or not? Are we clear, Aparna and Kirti? So, if we just have a closer look at this image, we discussed about Tropic of Cancer. We discussed about Tropic of Capricorn. We discussed about equator. We discussed about Arctic Circle. We discussed about North Pole. We discussed about Antarctic Circle and we discussed about South Pole. Now in this image, I covered the terms that we discussed, but still we are left with certain terms. Can you please read out those terms for me? What are the terms that you can still see on your screen in this image? What are the terms in this image you can still see on? Just write them for me once. In this comment section, just write down the terms. Exactly, we have something known as torrid zone. We have something known as temperate zone. And we have something known as frigid zone. Any idea about these? Any idea about what is torrid zone, what is temperate zone and what is frigid zone? Sir, these three terms, torrid stands for very hot. Torrid stands for very hot. Torrid, this term stands for very hot. Then we have temperate. Temperate is mild or moderate, something that is not very cold and not very hot. Then we have something known as frigid zone, that is very cold. So in short, sir, the area you see here is very cold. This area is mild, that it's not very hot also, it's not very cold also. Similarly, we have temperate zone here. Then we have frigid, the freezed one where there is only ice, it's entirely frigid. So it will, sorry, this one is very hot. The area at the center, which is the torrid zone, will be very hot, and area at the extreme will be very cold. On both the extreme ends, the area would be very cold, and in between we have moderate or mild temperature, that it's something that is not very cold, that is not very hot. This gives name to this region: torrid zone, temperate zone and frigid zone. So this area on both the ends of equator up till Tropic of Cancer and Tropic of Capricorn. So the distance between Tropic of Cancer and Tropic of Capricorn is our torrid zone. Then from Tropic of Capricorn to Arctic Circle, we have North Temperate Zone because it is in the northern hemisphere. And simultaneously, the area between Tropic of Capricorn and Antarctic Circle is Temperate Zone, but since it is in the southern hemisphere, it is called as South Temperate Zone. Then area from Arctic Circle to North Pole is extremely cold area, which is frozen because of very low temperature. It is known as frigid zone. Are we able to understand the terms? See, I am simply asking you, are we able to understand the meaning of the term? I'll tell you why this is happening. Why the area around equator is very hot, then area beyond Tropic of Cancer and Capricorn is mild in temperature, and whereas areas around the poles are very, very cold, or we call them as frigid zone. Any idea about it? Okay, let me know, are we clear with the terms? Are we clear with the names given? Sir, what happens is, suppose sunlight is coming from this side. This is one distance up till equator. We call it E. Got it? We'll draw a line crossing from the equator like this at the extreme ends. So what happens is, distance between this point is E, but when this distance comes here, this is E plus something, maybe A, and when we reach up till pole, this can be B. So what is happening now? Because both the Earth and the Sun are round in shape, so the rays that are coming from these areas have to travel different distances. For example, the closest point of Earth to the Sun will be the equator, because sun rays coming from the center and falling at the center of the Earth will have to cover the minimum distance. When the distance it is covering is minimum, there would be less heat losses. So intact, the maximum amount of heat coming from the Sun would reach up to the equator. As we move far away from the equator, the distance between these regions, Sun and the Earth, increases, and with increase in this distance, the heat falling on this Earth from the Sun, it decreases. So maximum heat is falling on the region around equator. Comparatively, very less heat is falling on the temperate zone, and negligible heat is reaching up to the frigid zone, and ultimately that's make where maximum heat is falling is very hot area. I told you that's the torrid zone. Where moderate heat is falling is mild area, which is not very hot also, not very cool also. And whereas negligible heat of Sun is falling, it becomes our frigid zone or very cold zone. So sun rays are falling directly on the equator, perpendicular on the equator. So this distance becomes the least. Least is the distance higher would be the heat. You take the example, for example, there is fire burning somewhere. More distance between you and fire, less heat you will be able to feel. But if you are standing very next to fire, you will face lot and lot of heat. As you move far away from the source of fire, that heat would decline, that heat would decrease. Are we clear? Are we clear till here or not? Are we clear till here? Just let me know. So these are the important latitudes, and these latitudes, because of this sun rays, are divided into torrid zone, temperate zone and frigid zone. Then just like latitudes, we have another set of lines that are going from north to south or south to north, and we call them as what? We call them as longitudes or meridians. Okay, tell me, what was the name given to the latitude that was passing from 0 degrees? Latitude at 0 degree was called as? Can you please tell me? Latitude, बच्चे, latitude. Kirti, I asked about the latitude. Rekhavruta. बच्चे, what you are telling me, Rekhavruta or prime meridian, that is the longitude that passes from 0 degree. I was asking latitude from 0 degree. So the latitude that crossed 0 degree was the equator. Just like that, we have a longitude that crosses our earth from north to south. We call it what? We call it prime meridian. So we need to remember that in latitudes that passes through 0 degree is what? Is our equator, and the longitude that passes 0 degree is our prime meridian. There is one major difference between the latitudes and longitudes. All the latitudes were parallel, but all the longitudes are not parallel. Longitudes go like this. Longitudes go like this. They cross each other at the poles. They intersect each other at the poles. Imagine this entire image as your cricket or tennis ball. You must have played with the ball in childhood. So take it as any ball, be it be football or volleyball. So a line crossing from one end, then a line intersecting it, another line intersecting it. So at this point, when different lines are intersecting, they cannot be parallel, because the condition for any line to be parallel is it should not intersect the any other line. But since they all are intersecting each other at the poles, longitudes are something like this. Exactly, they come closer. They not only come closer, but they intersect each other at poles. So this way these latitudes and longitudes are placed. With the help of latitudes, we try to understand these zones, but with the help of what is the most important relevance of these latitudes and longitudes? Sir, the most important relevance of latitudes and longitudes is that they help us identify the appropriate or the exact position of anything on this earth. These latitudes and longitudes will help us identify the exact position of anything on the earth. Apart from that, you all are aware of concept of time. So concept of time is associated with one of these. Can you please tell me what's those set of lines with which concept of time is associated? We need to understand this concept very properly. Can you please tell me what is the concept of time here? Sir, out of latitudes and longitudes, the set of these imaginary lines which help us find the time or which help us understand the concept of time are our longitudes. How many longitudes are there? So we need to remember that longitudes will help us with time. How many longitudes are there? Exactly. Kirti, Aparna, Rishikesh, you all are right. The set of lines that help us understand the concept of time are our longitudes. How many longitudes are there? You must have seen an object like this. It used to come in our geometry box. We used to draw angles with it. So this was 0 degree, this was 180 degree, this was 90 degree, this was 45 degree, this was 135 degree. So this shape is of a semicircle. So we need to understand that object was semicircle, it had 180 degrees. But since if object or any celestial body is round in space, it will be double of these degrees and ultimately it will be 360 degrees. So we have 360 degree longitudes. At time C, it's normally said that number of longitudes is 360 and number of latitudes is 180. But we also have another latitude and longitude, that is 0 degree and 0 degree. So 180 latitudes plus equator, which total comes out to be 181, and 360 longitudes plus prime meridian, it again comes out to be 361. Getting it or not? But while counting, we consider 360 and 180 only. So how the concept of time is managed here? This is prime meridian, what we call as Greenwich meridian. If our sun is parallel exactly above this Greenwich meridian, can you tell me, since Earth is rotating like this from west to east, and suppose Here it is the sun. If sun is directly above this Greenwich meridian or 0 degree meridian, after how much time again this prime meridian will be facing sun directly? At this moment, sun is exactly above the Greenwich meridian, but since earth is revolving, gradually this Greenwich meridian will pass away from the sun and it will rotate towards the other side. Can you please tell me after how much time again this Greenwich meridian will be facing the sun? Exactly after 24 hours. So when sun is again facing this Greenwich meridian, it means that in those 24 hours, each of these 360 longitudes crossed in front of the sun, and again we are back to this point, which means that 360 degrees of longitudes equal to 24 hours. No, Kirti bache? This point, see, prime meridian is on both the sides. So 360 degrees were covered in 24 hours. Can you please tell me how many minutes are there in 24 hours? We have 1440 minutes in entire 24 hours. Kirti, don't be sorry, bache. I know we are here to learn, so need not to be sorry. So 360 degree longitudes will be covered in 1440 minutes. Simple mathematics. In how much time 1 degree longitude will be covered? We simply have to divide this 1440 by 360. So for every degree, for example, I'll just try to explain you. This was 0 degree, this was 1 degree. Sun rays was directly falling on 0 degree. So how much time will it take for 1 degree to come directly in front of sun is 4 minutes. If right now sun is at directly above 0 degrees, after 4 minutes sun will be directly above 1 degree. After 8 minutes sun will be directly above 2 degrees. After 12 minutes sun will be directly above 3 degree. Are we clear till here or not? Are we clear till here or not? Are we getting things still here? While we were deciding time, what we decided was we took this 0 degree or prime meridian as our reference point. This 0 degree became our reference point. So we said, we assumed that when sun is directly above 0 degrees, we considered, for example, we consider it as 12 p.m. or 12 noon. So we assume that at 12 noon, sun is directly above 0 degrees. But sun will be directly above 1 degree of at 1204. Sun will be directly above 2 degrees at 1208. Sun will be directly above 10 degrees at 12 hour 40 minutes. Sun will be directly above 15 degrees will be after 60 minutes. So when it is 12 noon at 0 degree, 15 degree east will have 1 p.m. We need to understand it really well. That will explain us why we say that India is 5 hours and 30 minutes ahead of Greenwich Mean Time. So it was clear that with every degree change in the longitude, time will change by 4 minutes. So we took 0 degree or prime meridian as a reference point, and we know that sun is directly overhead any place at 12 noon. So when sun was directly overhead this 0 degree longitude, we were clear with one thing, that the time at 0 degree longitude is 12 noon. 1 degree ahead will be 12 noon and 4 minutes. 2 degrees will be 12 o'clock and 8 minutes. In that manner only, all these areas that lied on various longitudes had a time difference. So what is happening here is, yes Kirti, you are right. So when we have a look at this Greenwich Mean Time, there are various latitudes that are passing through various nations. Are we getting things or not? Are we clear till here or not? So we'll just have the overview of certain things. Sir, the lines that run between North and South Pole are called as meridians or longitudes. They are measured by degrees. All the longitudes are equal in length. Remember, latitudes are parallel and will be unequal. Equator is the largest latitude, whereas at the top the pole will be the smallest latitude. Whereas all longitudes are equal. We considered Greenwich, where British Royal Observatory is located, as prime meridian or 0 degrees. So if this is 0 degree, this is its right, this is its left. Or we understand it as this is its east and this is its west. So all these areas which are towards the west will be ahead of time from Greenwich, and with all the areas which are towards the west will be behind this time what is taking place at our prime meridian. The areas that lie eastwards of the prime meridian will be ahead of time. Are we clear? This 0 degree, after 0 degree, 1 degree east will be at 12:04, whereas 1 degree west will be 4 minutes behind this prime meridian. So if it's 12 noon, then on 1 degree west it will be 11 minutes and 56 am. So each degree change will make the difference of 4 minutes. Are we clear up till here or not? Yes. So I am glad that you are clear with this concept. Now you know, while we calculate time at India, what is the latitude that we consider? While we are calculating time at India, what is the latitude that we are considering here? Can you please tell me? We'll just, when we proceed with this lecture in tomorrow's discussion, I'll let you know why that thing is happening, that why we considered a particular latitude to calculate India's time, but we need to remember 82 and half degree east, 82 and half degree east, which means that India is using that longitude which is ahead of Greenwich Mean Time. And how many longitudes ahead? 82 and half degree. So with each degree the difference was of 4 minutes. Multiply 82.5 with 4. Can you please multiply 82 and half by 4? Sir, when you multiply 82 and half degree by 4, you get 330. So for every degree difference, the difference in time was of 4 minutes. So how much will be the difference when longitudes are 82.5 degree ahead? We'll simply multiply this 82 and half by 4. What we get is 330 minutes. So it means that time at India will be ahead of this prime meridian or Greenwich Mean Time by 330 minutes. Now convert this 330 minutes into hours. How we do that? We will divide 330 minutes by 6. What we get is 5.5, or we call it 5 and half. So that is why we say that India's time is 5 hours and 30 minutes ahead of Greenwich Mean Time. Are we clear? Now just answer me, if it was 5 a.m. at GMT, what will be the time at India? If it is 5 a.m. at Greenwich Mean Time, what will be the time at India? Okay, Aparna, 10:30 a.m. or p.m.? We need to mention, is it a.m. or p.m.? So we need to remember that this is the reason that India lies 5.5 hours ahead of Greenwich Mean Time. In tomorrow's class, I'll let you know that why this particular longitude is chosen. It's not that this is the only longitude that crosses the India, but for some reasons we chose this longitude. Are we clear up till here? Are you getting things or not? There are many more things which we need to understand here. We'll be continuing the discussion in tomorrow's class. Yes, Aparna, you wrote AM, right? Are you liking this class? Just let me know. Guys, if you are liking this class, do subscribe to this channel, do like this video, do share this video with your friends. And above all, drop your valuable comments as feedback in the comment section. After this class ends, I would love to see your feedback. We'll be joining again at 7 p.m. for our history class. So daily we'll be having this class at geography class at 1 p.m. and history class at 7 p.m. Apart from that, I'm taking free live classes on the Unacademy app. How many of you have installed Unacademy app? How many of you have installed this Unacademy application? You need to install this app. You will find this section free live classes. I am conducting 2 classes a day on this application. So I'll see you guys there at 3 p.m. with science and technology class. At 3 p.m. I am conducting science and technology class on the Unacademy app, and at 5 p.m. I am conducting class of internal security. So you guys should join me there. Will you join me? I'll wait for you, all of you, at 3 p.m. and 5 p.m. on the Unacademy app under the free live class section, and at 7 p.m. on this channel only for history class. Kirti, time is there on the screen. I hope to see all of you, and before we end this class, I just want to tell you that Unacademy brings for you Doubt Darbar. As an aspirant, you must be having n number of doubts, and we help you clear all those doubts on our application. Thank you guys for joining us. Please like the video, please share the video. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, subscribe it at the earliest, and please, I request you to drop your valuable feedback in the comment section so that people can come and know the experiences that we get in the class. Thank you for joining the exclusive English channel by Unacademy IAS Icons. We'll be bringing certain more videos like this so that you can undertake your preparation very well, and you need to enroll with us in our various Iconic and Plus subscription using this code IAS Icons. Don't forget to use this code IAS Icons. Thank you very much. All the best. Keep working hard. Bye bye. Take care. Jai Hind.